What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 90. Can you believe that? 90. So today, what we're going to do is work on a couple of things. We got a question, actually two questions, so hopefully we'll be able to do both of them. One is bow and arrow choke. What's the other one, Mike? I keep forgetting. I'm sorry.
Body triangle escape.
Oh, body triangle escapes. So guys, as we mentioned, we're going to wrap this up. I'm starting to lean towards episode 99 on the summer solstice day. Yeah, I think that might be good. I know it's going to drive some of you crazy. It drove me crazy for a little bit too because, 99 is a good number, but I think it will symbolize the fact that martial arts journey is never over. That you keep going and keep learning. If you think black belt is sort of the magical number 100, then we would keep going past 100. All right, so you never stop learning. Anyway, so let's get right to it, guys. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna pass Enrique's guard. Huh?
Spanish had something.
Oh, already? All right.
Yancy Canepa from the Academy says, Gratata, good morning.
Yeah, good one.
And Adolfo Franda was asking, what are we supposed to do
yes.
for the homework?
Yes, for the questions, guys. We're already getting some. Guys, the best place to put not questions. We're going to have, after this is done, we're going to do top 10 moments as chosen by you guys and top 10 techniques, again, as chosen by you guys. And guys, the techniques, or could be some psychological babble that I did, if that made the biggest impression or maybe made the biggest impact on your game, as chosen by you guys. So the best place to put them is under each episode, because we read them. I'm probably not going to go to episode 30 to search for this. So try to do it like today's episode. So because I'll read it tomorrow morning. So if you could do, that's the best place. You can use the other social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, but there's a better chance that may get lost in the shuffle. Okay? So can we get right to it now? Okay, thank you. So I pass Enrique's guard, guys, however you do it, and he starts turning. So guys, when the guy starts to turn, we should have been the other way. So I want to slow down his turn, all right? But I'm already getting ready to get the grip for the bow and arrow choke. I'm going to show you two variations. I'm going to show you the one that most people use, and I'm going to show you my variation, which is very different from pretty much anybody else's I've ever seen, but it's very effective. I've put people out with it. Accidentally, of course. They didn't tap in time. Not Enrique yet. So, So guys, notice that my right hand is on his hip to slow him down. But as soon as I'm ready to apply, my right hand goes to the collar. Don't just grab. If I just grab, guys, this is going to be shallow. He will escape this. All right, so as soon as I decide to go for that, my hand goes and lifts it. The reason I lift it is so I can get deeper. All right? So you almost never say never and never say always. Huh? Yeah. So almost always you will use the other hand to feed the collar. Guys, this is very, very important motion. If you just grab it like this, he will escape this. Not going to be easy. If he was warmed up, he would escape it for sure. Since he's not fully warmed up, I might catch him with it. But almost always, get a nice grip, guys. Thumb in, make a fist. Guys, what is one of the most critical things to do here? It's a foundation of the guillotine that I use, the arm triangle that I use. What is one of the most important things, possibly the single most important thing on this? I'll give you a hint.
Ryan and Alad and Adolfo say, roll your shoulder.
Yes. So if you don't, guys, it's a very, very simple escape from a crappy bow and arrow choke. And that's basically just slip. You don't try to fight it, just slip your head. That's it. You're out. It's a very simple escape. So the number one consideration for me is to not allow his head to slip. Okay? Now, this is the traditional version of it. I now grab the pants. Guys, don't grab his hips. Don't grab necessarily the ankle, although if it's bent, you can. You can. But I usually just grab 4 fingers in by the knee. I'm going to slide my left knee behind his head and then just cradle him. Guys, the reason you cradle is because if something goes wrong, you could take his back. Also, my left knee prevents him from slipping his head out. So if my grip was not perfect or nearly perfect, it's a lot easier for him to slip out if my knee is not under his head. All right, so let's look at it again. Guys, again, pay attention to the transition. This is very important. So if I pass his guard, I'm already looking forward from the transition. In the transition, you gotta, that's the time, when you're transitioning, that's the time to see the opportunities. All right, that's one of the reasons why I recommend to you that a couple of times a week, practice with that specifically in mind. Don't put your blinders on. I said I'm going to get this, and therefore I'm either going to get this. Oh, crap, I'm on the bottom. Oh, crap, he got me. Open your eyes. Pay attention to the opportunities in the transitions. Even if you get nailed or he escapes, but it's a very important skill that a lot of people miss. All right, so, you know, so as he's coming, I got to slow him down a little bit. Yes. Grab the pant legs, slide. Guys, it's very important. My elbow is tucked in and my shoulder forward. I can't tell. This, a good guy will escape. He's still in trouble, but this he won't. You can finish here, guys, or all right, let's go back. Do we have any questions on this?
Right now, everybody's talking about
99 versus 100.
What to call episode 99. They said, John P says, don't flock with the fox.
Yes, I like that.
Charlie Human says, I got 99 problems, but Enrique ate one. Legacy Channel says,
I am all of them.
and Legacy Channel says, I got 99 problems, but Fox is one.
All of them.
Nice, guys. Nice. So let's get back to it, guys. Oh.
Lots of peers asking, so it's not important to put the leg in front of his body?
No. I'm actually going to show you my variation, which I personally prefer. Like I said, I've put people out with it. The very first time I actually used it, it just hit me. This is probably at least 10 years old. So that we feed the same way. I will grab the pants if I can. And I just bring my head. It's a bit stronger variation, and it's almost impossible for him to slip his head. So this is the variation. I've literally, the first time I did it is at least 10 years ago, and literally the first time I hit it, I was like, I'm not quite sure what I did there, but the guy went out. So I know it works. Guys, you gotta, if you're training, you gotta be mindful of your training partners. So we're gonna go over that in a second. So again, I'm using my head. So see how he's thrashing about? I'm using my head to control him. I like it for a variety of reasons. Hard for him to slip the head because the floor is in the way. I like it because if he does escape, I'm still on top of cross side. I like it because you guys don't expect you to move that way. But let's talk about a little bit about how do you deal with if your training partners goes out.
Mike, you're in.
No, you're not gonna go out. Don't worry. You gotta pay attention to sort of the changes in their body movement. Guys, I've seen people get choked out in somebody's guard. People when pass out, they don't go like this. Their eyes are open. A lot of times, sometimes you can tell if you could actually grab their limb and it just does not react appropriately. It just drops. But the single biggest thing is there's subtle changes in the way their body behaves. It may take a few seconds, as you can tell from episode 19, for you to realize this, but you want to make sure that it doesn't take like 2 minutes. That's a major problem. First of all, you shouldn't. If you holding on to submission for 2 minutes, it will feel like even 30 seconds feels like eternity. But one of the biggest things is they change their breathing pattern. So almost like their breathing becomes almost like snoring. All right, so you got to pay attention to that because if you're in class, usually if one of my students accidentally goes out on the mats, I can usually tell. I could usually tell. Okay, this guy's in a prone position, so I get close to them to make sure because I know the mentality or temperament of most of my students. So I know this guy's gonna hold out till it's too late. So I kind of move closer to them so I can step in and pull the other guy off in case that doesn't work. But usually, if your teacher's not paying attention or you might be busy with something else, you got to be the one that starts to realize it. All right.
And Ryan D'Souza is asking, with your variation, do you have to take all the slack out of the collar first, or does it tighten up?
You don't take the slack. It's the same grip though. It's exactly the same grip. But you still have to get that very first grip has to be good. So you still will use the hand to feed it, the opposite hand to feed it. But once you feed it, there is no adjustments. If you have to make adjustments, you will lose it for sure.
And David D'Alessandro is asking, can you show it again?
Yeah. Let's do the other side just for the change of pace. So I'm slowing him down. As you can see, my legs are starting to open. I get a good grip. So, that's a good one. So, that's one of my favorite, actually, bow and arrow and bread cutter choke are probably my two favorite collar chokes. Cross collar, yes, it has a tendency to, I try to keep my wrist straight, but it has a tendency to kind of impact my wrist. Plus, it's possibly because it is a fundamental choke, a lot of people kind of don't necessarily let you get into that position. But watch Renzo Gracie, guys, how he made that happen against some very elite guys, one after another. I forget again, 2010 maybe, World Championship. All right, so do we have any questions on this? We're going to move on to body triangle. Here's your chance.
Yes.
So usually there are, guys, so first of all, I don't want him to get under my leg. All right, guys, there is, you can actually go to some, this might have to, but this hurt me too. It starts to squeeze. So so guys, there's things you could do by bringing it back in. Against a flexible guy, this is going to be very painful. My ribs hurt right now. I should have warmed up better. So what I try to do is Go ahead. Yeah, it's okay. Go ahead, get your grips. Why are you squeezing me?
Okay, I'm not squeezing you. You're moving.
Guys, was I moving? Was I moving? Other than my mouth flapping. So, guys, what I try to do is remove the body triangle. The simplest way, first of all, I bring the top leg close so you cannot get under my leg. 'Cause now this is gonna make things a lot harder for you. All right, so I try. If it does, guys, if he does, just straighten it out, swim. Now bring it close so you cannot go under that leg. All right. Now I'm gonna try to, guys. This hand is propping me up, number one, but also dealing with any possible, threat to the neck. Okay. Now I'm gonna kick it through, and I'm no longer in a body triangle. No, you could. Would you? I'll Sergio your ass. Go ahead, sir. This is for Serge. This is your good leg. So, guys.
Don't let it happen.
So, I will kick, and now I will try to. I generally don't go for this. It's just it's a high level guy will not necessarily go for it because in order for me to finish him, I'd have to arch really, really a lot. I'm not doing that right now. I should have warmed up better, but it's possible. What happened to your left ankle? Would you care to share it with the class?
Sergio almost break it.
Sergio almost broke it. Because he arched into it big time. But if you don't have a big arch and especially because this is probably for me, this is one of the worst positions to be. Once I have either somebody's arm or somebody's leg under my lower back, this is where I wilt, and I almost like let them move into a more dominant position to just get through this, because that's when my back is artificially arched. That's when I feel sort of the I'm reaching the limits of my lower back. So, but anyways, once I'm here, now I will deal with it sort of in a way that makes most sense for me. So, what I would try to do is see if I can turn and put my back on the ground. All right. So I know he's going to try to mount. So as he's mounting, I'm trying to control this leg, and I'm trying to look for an underhook. The scrambles out of there. It's very important when you're defending the back is to try to go in a direction that allows you to escape positionally. When Enrique's really good at this, so I'm defending that position quite a lot. Sometimes I go one direction and then change, because as I'm going in a direction that initially makes sense, and he starts to shut it down, I have to change direction. I have to reverse, because if you don't, it's just going to be like this until you get submitted. All right. So the body triangle is just the first of your problems. If you want to look at some of the submissions, just YouTube finish. I don't know, someone from body triangle BJJ, and there's a couple of finishes, but like I said, I've found it to be usually a high level guy will notice that you start to move your legs in a way to apply pressure to his foot, and either their feet are so flexible that they don't care, or more importantly, they move their legs, they remove the body triangle. All right. So again, I keep my left leg. See how tucked in it is? If he gets under my leg, I'm gonna kick it out and bring it in. So now, and I follow him. I don't just stay here. So if I kick it out and bring it close, he could still kind of tuck it in. This is still a greater controlling force that as soon as I kick it out, I follow. I try to get it underneath. If he stays, that's okay. This is not as threatening as where he was before. Now, I make it again. My right hand, I switch sides now, is posting to make sure that if he tries to progress his hands, I'm gonna go 2-on-1 if I can. I'm gonna Now I'm going to turn. I'm going to turn to him. I know he has to adjust. I know what Enrique is going to do. Can somebody tell me what he's going to do? I already know what he's going to do. So I'm already fixing myself to defend that. I'm going to get on top.
Caleb Throop says armbar is coming.
Yeah. So as soon as guys, I'm going from one hot water into another. But do you understand the difference where I was before to where I am now? This is very, very important because where I was before, I'm stationary. He's two steps ahead of me, maybe three, whatever. But he's like way ahead of me. Okay? As I swim this, now I already know what he's going to be doing. So he's still maybe one step ahead of me, two steps ahead of me. But I know where he's going, and that's where I'm going to... So once I'm here, I try to bring my right hand in closer so I can, if I need to, I can lock him up. And now I repay the favor. So you have to think not like, well, I'm not going to move in that direction because I'm moving into an arm lock. So I'll just sit here. If you sit there, he will pick you apart. Generally speaking, anybody that gets to your back and body triangles is good relative to you. At least probably it could be very lucky, or they might actually be better than you are, or pretty close. So you know that if you just stay where you are, your options are going to start to diminish until you have to tap. He's going to keep closing that hole. So my personal, like I said, I deal with sort of, I need to be able to move. Once I can move, I will move. If there's a better option, I'll take it. But I will move into the arm lock knowing that I know what he's going to do, and I know how he's going to move in order to put that into action. So I know where his hips, which is going to allow me to come up, and all I need to worry about is protecting my right arm, in this case at least.
GM Baseball is asking, when he traps his foot under your leg, doesn't that help you footlock him?
No, it's hard to footlock from there. You want to footlock me from there? Yeah, that's what a high level guy will do. And I'm not fully stretched.
No.
Yes. He did not escape properly. But do you understand that? As soon as I feel like, instead of focusing your attention on sort of a unorthodox, let's call it that, unorthodox finish. He's like, so I'm actually okay with that because he's focusing attention on trying to finish me with an oddball ankle lock, and allows me to focus on me controlling him and putting him away versus him trying to escape. So if I was in your shoes, rather than trying to nail him with an unorthodox footlock, it's easy. It's just such a small movement on my part. That's it. He just pissed away a valuable opportunity to move in a way that allows him to get into a better position. Yeah, if I was in Enrique's shoes and you have an opportunistic submission, take it. But this one is just very easy. If you're aware, it's very easy to take away. Very, very easy. You know, I always tell my students, unless your ankles are flexible, don't cross your feet. But I will cross my feet on his back. Finish. As soon as I feel the movement, I move. It's very easy. So go ahead again. So if I get to the guy's back, I cross my feet. It's very easy. It's very, very simple movement. So I don't necessarily advocate for you to, oh, he's on my back, I'm going to wait for him to cross his ankles and finish him. It happens, but it's rare. It usually happens at white, blue belt, because by purple you usually know that, like, okay, he's moving, that's a threat. All I do is just this. That's it. While he's trying to think about a way to submit me, I'm more concerned about keeping control of him and putting him away. And he's throwing away valuable time, valuable movement, which will allow him to escape, instead focusing on an unorthodox submission.
Caleb Throop is asking, to slow the armbar transition, are you bridging and slowing down his hip and top leg movement with your head?
Yeah, I'm bridging hard, but I also tuck my arm in to make sure that it doesn't just fly and then he cuts some sort of an angle that it kicks on real hard right away. So I'm kind of double protecting myself. I'm trying to control his hips from moving and into a favorable angle for him, but also trying to basically hide my arm long enough, support it long enough till I get in a position to start pulling it back.
And Anthony Tosca from the Academy saying, good morning, Professor Enrique and Mike. Sorry for the late question in reference to the bow and arrow. Anything to encourage or bait the bottom person to turn onto his side when the partner is staying flat, or should I just move on to something else?
Yeah, move on to something else. So it's again, guys, I try, especially Anthony, you're not a big guy, I know. So you don't want to force things. You know, you kind of almost, there's sort of a natural, so he's turning, right? So this is a natural bow and arrow. If his arm was under my arm, I would take an arm lock. If he stays flat in response, I go, we should probably do it the other way. So stay here, just keep turning. So I take what he gives me. When you take a submission that is sort of it's a natural fit, you don't have to make a lot of movement, you don't have to fight him. When you have to fight somebody like this head on, that battle becomes much, much harder for you. I sort of like, okay, this is what you want. So it's almost like a game. I let him choose his submission. So if he's turning, so my arm stayed delayed down here a little bit too long. So now I still will get this. Now, if he stays flat, or if his arm is under, instead of taking bow and arrow, I probably wouldn't take the bow and arrow if his arm is under. There's other options that I have that are probably much tap. But if he stays flat, I go into baseball choke. So he's presenting, if you pass guard clean, what I mean by clean is when he's kind of like exposed. He's exposing his arms, he's exposing his neck. There's a lot of options you have, a lot of options. So I would go with what he's giving you rather than trying to bait him into doing something. Just be aware, if he's flat, he's giving you other things.
And two more questions before we close out. Adolfo Fronda is asking, Fox, if he's rolling from side to side as you have the body lock, are you switching the body lock from... Wait, what? If he's rolling from side to side as you have the body lock, are you switching the body lock from side to side with him, or do you try to go to something else?
Usually guys will try to switch the triangle as you're rolling side to side, if body triangle is part of your game. I find the body triangle to limit my mobility. I'm the attacker, so I don't employ the body triangle a lot. I personally prefer to have my feet in a different, so I don't, I prefer to have my feet like this as opposed to locking it. Because this, now I've become stationary, so I'd rather, I don't lock it. I prefer, I know it's just a split second. What do I have here, guys? It's like I can think of at least 3 things right now. Mike, can they see this? Well, no.
You could turn. Now they can see it.
Oh, okay. So guys, I put it. This is why I prefer to have my feet where they were. I have at least 3 major submissions here. This is a thing of beauty. I have 3 submissions from this position.
JM Baseball says bow and arrow.
Yes.
Charlie Hema says back triangle.
Yes. Fox says arm lock. So that's Anthony. That's where you want to be. You want to be in that position where what is he going to defend? I don't really care. So no matter what he defends, I have 2 others. So that's the guys. Ultimately, you want to steer your game towards being in a position like, listen, you basically screwed here. So as a bone, I'm going to throw you is you decide what you get submitted with. Enjoy your choice.
And last question. Lots of peers asking, can you show the backdoor escapes from any position you can think of, like you showed on Fierce's video that you did with him?
I think when you slide down from the
Yeah.
back,
But that's like,
or that's from mount. I think he refers like double under sliding down.
oh, double
from the
unders.
back.
Yeah, I don't. When you got a guy that's in high mount, I think did somebody ask that, like sliding out double under when you have a high mount.
Yeah.
Somebody did, right? I don't think that's guys. If you got somebody that's a high mount, it's not a valuable. It's not a number 1 or number 2 or number 3 or number 4. Not that you have that many options, but basically, it's if the guy allows you to go double under when he high mount, that happens in the transition. Once somebody's high mount and your arms are here, you're not going to be doing double under. It's not going to happen. Either you're there when he goes for high mount, you're already there. Like, sometimes he gets there from a back step. So, I'll pass your guard. Put the wrong knee. So he's double under here, but this is not a mount. But if I'm in a high mount, can you get double? It's not going to happen. If it's going to happen, it's like this. But that's not a mount. This is not a mount. I'm not quite sure what you're doing. So I hope that answers that question. So for Elad, the answer is I did it on the Firas video. It works well for me. I've been like actually yesterday I think I might have done it once or twice, maybe 3. But so go to the video with Firas on back escapes. It's if you go to TriStar Gym channel, or you can put Firas Zahabi, Karel Pravec. Hopefully by now you guys know how to spell my name. You will see the double, like dropping both elbows and escaping. I use it quite a lot. But again, the situation has to call for that.
You can also go to our YouTube channel. We have a playlist with all the videos with Fox and Fierce.
Oh, even smarter. So guys, if you go to Silver Fox BJJ YouTube channel, which you should be subscribed to by now, there is something, then videos, and then playlists. I don't know what the first thing is. So
Subscribe button.
no, it's something else. So if you go to playlists, there's playlists, which is the Roll with the Fox Antivirus Edition. There's Fluid BJJ, where you get a chance to see me training in the water with solo or showing other people to do it. Then there is a link to the videos that I did with Firas. And there's another 4th one, Mike?
The regular roll with
The
the Fox.
regular.
The regular Roll with the Fox, which we will go to after episode 100 or episode 99. Probably 99, guys. So, guys, again, we have 9 to 10 episodes left. Guys, please send or respond underneath here. This is the best place. Top 10 moments. and top 10 techniques. You don't have to answer both. It'd be great, but you don't have to answer both. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow for episode 90 freaking 1.
Season 4, episode 1.
No numbers from you. All right, guys, see you tomorrow. Stay well and be considerate. Use your brain.